Lesson 4.7, Transformations of Quadratic Graphs. We are going to talk about how to transfer the standard form of an equation, ax squared plus bx plus c, into y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. If you want to go back to section 2.7 on transformations of various functions with parent functions, we talk about this form back then. We didn't really use vertex form name that much, but we did talk about this particular equation where the vertex of the parabola is hk. Again, we're going to go from standard form to vertex form, going from ax squared plus bx plus c into a times x minus h squared plus k. All right, I'm going to go through a few examples here, and we're going to do this. There is a couple tricks to this, so please pay attention. Okay, the first one I have here, 1a in the book, is y equals x squared plus 4x plus 6. Now, we want to get it into something times x minus h squared plus some number. Okay, if you notice, we have a perfect square. So we are going to use completing the square to get that. Okay? Here's how the process works. Y equals, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump out the constant. I'm not going to move it over to the other side. I'm just going to bump it out. So I end up with x squared plus 4x plus 6. Now, the reason I do that is because I am going to make this now into a perfect square. I'm going to make x squared plus 4x into a perfect square. To do that, we use completing the square technique, which we know this is going to be x plus 2. Now, this right now is not equal to this. However, if I add 4 here, it now makes this equal to x plus 2 squared. Now, you can't just add 4 to one side of an equation. What we did when we completed the square was we added 4 to the other side to make up for it. In this case, we're not going to add 4 to the other side. What we're going to do to make up for this plus 4 that we just added here, we are going to subtract 4 at the same time, or on the same side, which gives me a plus 2 here. Okay, so basically I have this now in vertex form. My vertex, or my h, is -2 because it's the opposite of whatever number's there. My k is +2, my a is 1. So my vertex is -2, 2. Okay, this is vertex form. What I would like you to do is try number 8 in the homework. Go ahead and pause the video, try to do number 8, and then I will go over it here in a second. Okay, welcome back. Here is how you should have done number 8. Y equals x squared plus 9x, and then I'm going to bump the 8 out. That enables me to be able to make this part into a perfect square. So I end up with y equals something squared I know this is going to be half of 9. So x plus 9 halves. Okay? I'm going to add that squared inside. So I'm going to add 81/4. But because I'm adding 81/4 there, I have to subtract 81/4 here. You might need to do a little bit of math. 8 is the same as 32/4 minus 81/4, which is 49/4. Minus 49/4. So my vertex is -9 halves, -49/4. There is my vertex. Okay. Let's go to 1b. The reason I didn't go right to 1b is I wanted to first have you try one. Secondly, I wanted to show you that these, when you have a 1 in front of x squared, is going to be a little bit different than having a number in front of x squared. So let's go ahead and process that. We're going to start this the same way we did on the first one. Y equals 2x squared minus 12x plus 17. We're going to bump that 17 out. However, the second step, we are going to go ahead and factor out a greatest common factor out of this group. So I'm going to take out a 2, which is x squared minus 6x. And of course, I did not touch the 17. I only factored a 2 out of the first 2. Now I am going to complete the square. Okay, so I know this is going to be x minus 3 inside of here. I need to add 9 to make this the perfect square that this is. However, this is a very tricky part. I added 9 here, but what I really added was 9 times 2, which is 18. So I have to subtract 18 on the outside. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. I made this a perfect square by making half of 6, it's just -3. To square -3, I had to add 9 to make these equal. I really added 9 times 2, which is 18, so I had to subtract 18 on the outside. Here, my h is 3, my k is -1, and my a is the 2. My vertex is 3, -1. Okay, that's the first goal. Try one. Look at this video again if you need to. Look at it a second time. Just follow that along. If you need help with something, you need to let me know. Or follow the tutorials videos in ConnectEd. They also will explain things maybe a little bit better than I am. So, good luck.